For more reaction on the Bills' win over the Seahawks, let's head to Lumen Field and welcome our NFL reporter, Farhan Lalji. Farhan, other than the one interception, it was a fairly clean game for Buffalo. How important was it for Josh Allen and the Bills to get off to a good start?
Well, Jay, so much has gone right for Buffalo this season, but really the opening portions of games are places where they've struggled, especially in the first quarter. They came into this game a -15 in the first quarters of their previous games, and that absolutely changed. You know, the coaches talk about their first 15 play script. Well, if you're Buffalo's offensive staff, you are absolutely on point in this one. A ton of balance. They got all their key weapons involved and in a rhythm early in this game. You know, Shakir and Coleman and Knox and Kincaid, all of them got involved in that first drive. They got the run game involved early. You look at James Cook throughout this game, 17 carries, over 100 yards, 6.5 yards per carry, and that got started on that first drive. And they made some mistakes on that drive. They took a pair of holding penalties. You know how difficult those 10-yard losses are to overcome. They overcame them along with a procedure call. You know, they were able to pick those yards up really quickly and get into manageable third down situations on that first drive. And then the first drive of the second half, coaches talk about winning the middle eight. Buffalo did that because they scored at the end of the first half and then opened up again with points to start the second half. And it was a similar drive, efficient, balanced, everyone involved. So when you look at those two drives to start the first half and the second half, a total of 25 plays. That first drive over 9 minutes, the second drive over 6.5 minutes. So they really got things started in each half, and I think that really propelled them to victory.
You know, these are two teams heading in different directions. Bills are now 6-2. Seattle's lost 4 of their last 5. They fall to 4-4 in the NFC West. This was a very one-sided contest. So, Farhan, how did it get away from the Seahawks?
Well, look, Jay, you could completely predict the score of this game. I mean, Buffalo is a contender. Seattle is very much a pretender. So the fact that Buffalo won is not a surprise. But in every one of these games, coaches talk about those big 3 to 5 plays that determine the outcome. And from Seattle's perspective, those plays were complete unforced errors, plays that Buffalo really had nothing to do with. And if you're Seattle, you just shot yourself in the foot. They finally get a drive going in the second half after no first downs in the first quarter. The second quarter, I should say, they were able to drive down the field, 6 first downs. They get to the 2-yard line, and then a snap just goes over Geno Smith's head. That creates a 19-yard loss. They've got to settle for a field goal. Then on the next drive, they finally get that first Josh Allen interception. They return it to the 7-yard line. They get to the 2. They go for it on 4th down, and then Geno Smith trips over one of his offensive linemen. Are you kidding me? Then you get to late in the first half. It's 3rd down. They finally get Buffalo off the field, but you wind up taking a roughing the passer penalty. It's Hall, and then he and his teammate get into it on the sideline. So a lot of dissent right there in that moment. But again, an unforced error. And then in the third quarter, maybe you give Buffalo a little credit for this one because they actually had to make a play. But there was a lot of traffic on this screen pass to Kenneth Walker. And if you're Geno Smith, you probably should just throw this one in the turf. But he doesn't. He makes a risky, careless play. It turns into an interception, which leads to the back-breaking touchdown. So unforced errors. These weren't great plays Buffalo made. They were just mistakes by Geno Smith and that Seattle offense. And you got to take a look in the mirror because you had your opportunities to stay in this game and you just handed it to Buffalo.
Our NFL reporter Farhan Lalji from a rainy Lumen Field in Seattle. Farhan, stay dry, my friend.
Come on, Jay, it's the West Coast. You know we are very comfortable with umbrellas. We pack them all. We take them to lunch with us. We take them to Starbucks. We take them everywhere. I got to have one here for this game.
Fair enough.